Reject modernity, embrace tradition. Welcome back to Laugh While the World Burns, where every Sunday I show a few highlights of the idiocracy that is modern-day society. Please consider hitting that like button, and if you haven't already, smash subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss future episodes. We got some good memes today, as well as idiocracy news, so let's get into it. If the Biden administration was a scented candle. A rebel then. A rebel now. This is 100% true. Only difference is, if you're in the group that's on the bottom there, you're probably on one or more lists. ChatGPT after having to deal with humans every day. Looking at what they allow the public to know, and knowing the technology they have is always far beyond that, they certainly have sentient AI by now. And if that's true, it's also being used online under the cover of some of these other AI systems as it continues to learn. With that said, I'd say this meme is pretty true for it. Why does America have airport security if we don't have border security? They just like harassing the citizens. If you're better off now than you were 4 years ago, you're probably an illegal alien. They say that cow farts is creating holes in the ozone layer. I say nay. Looks to me it may be these giant iron spikes dragging 1300-degree fireballs behind them that may be contributing to this problem. Actually, I saw an article back a few months ago where they actually admitted this. Of course, they were only blaming things like the Starlink satellites being launched, or anything else that was supposedly only for civilian use. Here's a picture of a sign that someone took in Ohio. The language on the right-hand side is in Haitian. When your belt costs more than what you're giving victims. Feminist when a woman is happy with her husband. They attack and hate women who are married to a masculine man, that have children, or are a traditional wife in any way, shape, or form, because that goes against everything that feminists set for. Remember that movie, RoboCop, when corporate America aids criminals and helps incite riots so they can lower property values and then buy up the city while privatizing the city's police force? Yeah, science fiction is just crazy. When stocks drop sharply due to the threat of nuclear war, buy the dip. If nuclear war doesn't happen, you'll profit. If it does, you won't need the money anyway. Yeah, the people who say that all whites are racist are the same people who is now pushing segregation. What if the IRS really stands for theirs? A supposed picture of a planet 5 billion miles away. Meanwhile, security cameras. Schools and college are no longer about learning, but about passing, because we get jobs based on academic achievements, but not actual skill. Fact check true. Remember, kids, Every commercial that begins with, "You may be entitled to financial compensation," refers to something the FDA approved. We would be a whole lot better off if there was some way that we could completely avoid everything that has been approved by the FDA. Homeschooling Day 32 with Grandpa. In the US, they call it lobbying. Everywhere else, it's called corruption and bribery. Now, the only time it's called corruption and bribery is when someone does something or says something that they weren't supposed to. Aldi's got grills for 25 cents. From the perspective of plants and trees, lions and hyenas are their protectors, while vegans are the evil creatures. When your city just got nuked, but you're trying to be the first one to drop a savage meme about it. When it happens, the people that's far enough away from it to not be within the immediate area, they will. They absolutely will. Mrs. Doubtfire is really a sad movie about parental alienation. A man had to dress up in drag just to see his kids. That's actually true. I love my kids, but I'm starting to think I don't need to save for their college. I don't like the person I become whenever I have to enter my username and password using a TV remote. It's bad enough having to do it on your phone. I can only imagine trying to do that with a TV remote. And why this one kind of caught my attention, because according to the data that I get from YouTube, about 40% of my audience here watches my videos on their TV, which I would have never guessed that. I would have thought that a computer would be the number one device used. But instead, TVs are first, cell phones are second, and computers and tablets come in third. Camilla interviewing for her next job. Well, she would fit right in, laugh included. Sometime, look up The View when they had Morgan Freeman as a guest. That's a pretty good one. My wife's calculator wasn't working due to the lack of light, so I told her to use her phone. This is not what I was expecting. In Somalia, there's a pirate stock exchange where you can sponsor weapons in return for money. A lady sponsored that really big lead dispenser and got a return of $75,000 after a successful raid. So basically it's the same thing as when people buy stocks in U.S. weapons manufacturers. I don't accept science from people who claim a man can be a woman. If you're a woman and you don't want men to notice you in the gym, maybe wear more than just your underwear. The truth is, men do everything for themselves, but you'll never hear a man calling himself a strong, independent man. Oprah reveals how she manages to stay stress-free at 64. Step 1. Have $1 billion. Believe what you want. As for me, I'm not taking any chances. Smart cat. Illegal. Legal. I wonder who they'll choose to play Cinderella. I'm mad that teachers told us, if you don't do well in school, you're gonna be the garbage man. But they never told us that the garbage man made more than they did. For the last several decades, there's been an overwhelming theme in society that people who worked in trades and skilled labor were stupid and low paid and etc. And if you didn't go to college and get a degree, that you would never be able to succeed. When in reality, for the vast majority of people, it's exactly the opposite. There's not that many degrees these days in colleges and universities that actually leads to a good paying job. And even if they do, and also if they don't, after graduation, you start out in a huge amount of debt. Men in the past. Men today. If DEI is a good thing, why do they get upset when you call someone a DEI hire? Speaking of which, $100 million naval ship under command of lesbian captain runs aground, catches fire, and sinks. When you see a friend consuming mainstream media. I have lived to see man-made horrors beyond my imagination. Sad days. And unfortunately, there's worse yet to come. Change in employment by origin, August 2024. Foreign-born workers. Native-born workers. Yeah, this is what they mean when they're talking about job growth. Your phone when you say you want to buy something. Also your phone when you say a whole lot of other things. We pay every month for our own personalized spy device. Germany when they realize they won't be blamed for World War III. At least not yet. Spotted in the wild at Vancouver Airport. CNN. Elon Musk could threaten free speech on Twitter by literally allowing people to speak freely. Amateur looters. Professional looters. They're not professional looters. The real professionals are high enough up and have enough connections that they will never be charged. Unless they say or do something that they weren't supposed to. I'm going to tell my kids this is how you get elected. Nah, not really. This is just the initiation rituals for the puppets. Oh look, electric stove fuel. Yeah, all the people that buy these electric cars because they claim that it saves the environment also use electric heat in their house in the wintertime for the same reason. The craziest part from Home Alone was that Kevin got all those groceries for $19. That many bags today would cost you at least $250. Here is a post from Stansted Airport. Nervous of flying? Don't be. As long as the 2 million parts in a plane work perfectly while traveling at close to the speed of sound, as sharp metal blades rotate at supersonic speeds and temperatures of -65 degrees, 7 miles above the Earth's surface, you'll be absolutely fine. Someone taught a raccoon how to finger paint, and it's the best thing I've seen in a while. Yeah, that's one pretty smart raccoon. For the life of me, I can't figure out why Putin isn't scared of the Biden administration. I think about this tweet every single day. Wish I lacked critical thinking skills. Y'all seem so happy. I have to admit, there is a little bit of truth to the phrase, ignorance is bliss. Please help me. Someone broke into my home. They have a lead dispenser. Ma'am, that's quite impossible. Those has been banned. Yeah, it's just like the people who believe that having a sign that says lead dispenser free zone is going to protect them from the criminals. When people get upset over the memes that I post. Is inflation affecting your family? Yes, it certainly is. Kamala rally shuttle bus. The Senate to now be controlled by whichever party has fewer senators in the hospital. Yes, this is the Babylon Bee, but it's not far from the truth. Government promised. Government delivered. This is true, and worse yet, I found out that the people actually have to go online and fill out a form in order to get that money. You know, the same people who don't have any power or communications or pretty much anything else. The guy terrified of loud truck horns is now visiting an active war zone. The investor you want to be. The investor you actually are. If you know, you know. 18% approval rating. 90% re-election rate. Yeah, that's because there's no such thing. It's just an act on a stage that they've got the people to believe is true. Babylon Bee. Instead of traditional warfare, Chinese military will now be trained to shout the wrong pronouns at American troops. Biden explaining the economy. The actual economy. USA math team Olympiad beats China for the first time in 30 years. What a joke. Yeah, that's about the only way it'll happen. Kids' ability for just basic reading, writing, and math have dropped drastically all across the country. Congress reading through the 4,155-page omnibus bill. Yeah, for some reason, he just never can seem to get past those first couple pages. When you finally pay all of your debts and start enjoying your youth. Fact check true. My wallet on payday. My wallet the Monday after payday. I can't remember the name of that actor, but he plays the Pope pretty well. Trudeau. There's no reason anyone in Canada should need lead dispensers in their everyday life. Also Trudeau. As well as all the other high-up millionaires and billionaires. Climate is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics to include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. Did you mean for all those words to come out together, or did they just fall out randomly? Let's see how many reactions my meme got. Yeah, I hope not this time. This is very true. And I'll end the video with this. This is a message that some channels are seeing now, because there was too many questions over why all of a sudden there was a huge drop in their subscribers. And I've had a few reports from you guys that you got unsubscribed. So I just thought I'd drop this in here to remind you, if you want to be subscribed to the channel, you might double check and make sure that you're still subscribed. Also, ever since last week's Generation X and Millennial meme video, I think it's episode number 45, the number of impressions on videos, as well as the views on these last 3 videos, have dropped drastically, as well as the views across all the videos on the channel. So if you guys would like to help support the channel, please share any of the videos that you enjoy. And before I go, if you have any memes, links, news articles, videos, or anything else that you'd like to share, you can submit it by sending it to my email, akornzstash@gmail.com. I also have this email address down below in the video description. With that said, I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe. This is Akorn, over and out.